fighting Islamofascism. We are fighting an enemy that is worse than communism. We are fighting an enemy that is bent on destroying us. Now, we can sit together and make diversity quilts and do feely-goody things and pass our time, but we've got to wake up to the reality. We've got to wake up that we have an enemy organizing within our country, and we've got to stop it. So here's how we're going to stop it. With ACT, American Congress for Truth.com, and I urge every single one of you tonight to sign up on our website so you can start receiving our emails and action alerts, which is a free subscription, because I want you informed. We started informing others. We send emails one a day or every other day, or whenever we do not have technical difficulties. Technology is wonderful and a curse at the same time. The name of the organization is American Congress for Truth.com. And we are nonprofit, but it's easier to remember the .com instead of the .org. We started sending emails to thousands of members nationwide. Right now, we have thousands of members in all 50 states in the United States. We are getting ready to start setting up chapters in every city and state in the United States to mobilize average citizens to stand up and work together to save our country. We're going to send an email out informing everyone of our plans within the next 2 months in organizing every community so we can teach the average citizen how to get involved and what you can do as a citizen. So we can form groups. Part of the things we want to do is monitor universities. And I'll give you a few tips. Did you know that everybody in America over the age of 55 can take a university course free of charge? Free of charge. So we're going to take our citizens and our chapters, and we're going to assign people to go take courses to monitor professors and what they're saying about America. They're going to sit in classes and they're going to see any professor that says anything derogatory about our country and our nation, he is to be reported to the administration. And if the administration is not going to do anything about it, we, the people, are going to do something about it, report him to the media and expose him. We want to set up chapters that we're going to train, and you're going to be part of those chapters because you're going to log on to the website, AmericanCongressForTruth.com, and sign up. We're going to set up chapters on the websites as well in the communities. And we're going to teach people how to do lobbying, how to do advocacy, how to do media monitoring, how to write letters. Right now, we send action alerts to our members. If there is an issue, we send an action alert and say, there is a bill being voted on in Congress tomorrow. We need you to call your elected official. Here is his name, her name, here's their phone number. Call them and let them know where you stand on the issues. I am a believer on tightening the screws on our elected officials and make them stand up and work for us instead of for the lobbyists. I have a very simple philosophy. We put them in office, we can take them out of office as easily as we put them in. They work for us, not the other way around. Sadly, too many people are not bold enough to call their elected officials, to have a relationship with their elected officials. Many people go to the voting booth, vote according to political party line, click the click, without even really knowing much about their elected official or where he or she stands on the issues. So we're going to take care of that. I talk to people all the time, and I tell them how important it is to contact their elected officials. Here's how important it is. I talk to elected officials all the time, on a national level, congressmen and senators, and I ask them, how many people do you need to hear from in order for you to make an issue your top priority and pass a bill about it? And you will be shocked as what they say. 40 to 50 people. That's it. And here is the science behind the numbers. They believe that if one person has the energy and the dedication to pick up the phone and make a phone call or write a letter or send an email or send a fax, he or she are representing 1,000 couch potatoes who feel the same way but are too lazy to get up and make the phone call. That translates to 40 to 50,000 voters on election day. That can make or break an election. You, my friends, every citizen sitting on these chairs tonight, have more power than the biggest lobbyist in Washington, D.C. with the biggest money, because you are the voters, not the lobbyists. There are much more of us than there are of them. We just need to know the issues, and we need to know action alerts, so we will know what to do and who to contact. We sent an email alert yesterday. We knew a senator from Pennsylvania was going to be on the Tim Russett show on MSNBC this morning. He is going to ACARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, who is the devil within our midst, fundraiser. So we launched an email telling all our members to contact MSNBC, because you, the average citizen, are not going to know this information unless we tell you. This is why I need you to be signed up with us so you'll know this stuff. So we sent an email to all our members. We said, contact MSNBC. We gave them the link to MSNBC. Contact the Tim Russett Show. Here is the number. Here are the questions you need to propose, because MSNBC asks you, propose question for us so we will know what to ask the senator. We sent a list of questions. We sent a list of the excuses that MSNBC should not accept from the senators. This is the power that you have as individuals. So instead of sitting around and complaining about us being so frustrated about, now I know what's happening, what can I do about it, because I am so frustrated and I want to do something. We are creating the vehicle for every single one of you to do something about it. And we need your help as much as you need our help. And I'm going to talk a little bit about action as we wrap up tonight. My parents, God bless their soul. I had the most outstanding parents any child could ever have. I live to honor my parents. I live my life to represent my parents in the best way I can. My parents taught me a very important lesson since I was a child. They always said to me, Brigitte, tell people, show people how you feel. Don't tell them. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Show them how you feel. When my parents died, I wanted to honor my parents and send a message to children, to my children, yet unborn, about where my loyalty lies. My father died, and I buried him in Israel on Mount Zion in Jerusalem. My mother had died 9 months before him. So when I knew I was coming to America, I went to Lebanon because I wanted to reunite my parents. I went to Lebanon. I dug my mother out of her grave. I took her out of her casket. I put her in a baby casket that I made custom fit the trunk of my car. And I drove her to Jerusalem and buried her with my father on Mount Zion. They are buried in the Oscar Schindler Cemetery with Oscar Schindler. If you have ever visited Jerusalem and Oscar Schindler, you walked by their grave. This is action. I wanted to send a message to my children yet unborn with my actions where my loyalty lies, because I always wanted them to be pulled to Jerusalem, to the Holy Land, to the land of God, instead of them ever having to go back to the Middle East or to Lebanon. And I urge you tonight to let your actions speak louder for you than your word. It's not only enough to pray. We can pray, but God uses his people to make a difference. And I'm going to end on this note. So many times in the last 100 years, evil prevailed because good people did nothing, stood by and done nothing, allowing evil to prevail. As America stood up against and defeated communism, this is the time we need to stand up and defeat Islamofascism, Islamic hatred, bigotry, and intolerance. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for having me here. I love you. Thank you. Thank you.